Picture this, you're going out with a girl, you think things are going great. She's laughing at your jokes, she's texting you back, but out of nowhere, she says the dreaded line, "I just want to be friends." This actually happened to one of my friends recently, so we're gonna look at his story where he fumbled the bag so you can learn from his mistake and not make the same one. He asked me for some advice. He said, "Oh, there's this one girl that I really like. How should I go about getting her to like me back?" So I suggested, make your intentions clear. Ask her out for a date. But he said, I'm gonna make her my friend first and then, slowly build up to things because, that's how relationships start. Then in my head, I'm just saying, yeah, all right, good luck with that one, buddy. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Fast forward a couple weeks, he's gone on a few dates with her. But there's a problem. He tells me, I think she's losing interest. She's texting back slower all of a sudden. So I ask him, well, did you make a move? He goes, nah, man. So I advise him, ask her out again. Make it clear that it's a date. When you go on a date, make the move. So he asks her out and then she goes, I lost interest. I think we're better off just being friends. Shocker, right? Oh, and get this. She was actually going out with his teammate the whole time. So here are 3 brutal truths my friend had to learn the hard way, so you don't have to learn them. Number 1, ask her out for a date. When you like a girl, what a lot of guys will do is they'll just text her all the time and go, yeah, we should hang out sometime. But let's talk about why that's a massive mistake. When you just ask her to hang out or to go do something sometime, it kind of puts you in this gray area where she doesn't know it's a date. You don't really know if it's a date. So that intention isn't made clear. I actually made this mistake a while back. I was seeing a girl and I asked her, we should hang out sometime. But then we got on the date, we were hanging out, we were talking. And at the end of the hangout, I asked her, we should go out for an actual date sometime. Go get some dinner sometime. And she said, I don't really see it that way. Because where a lot of guys mess up is they don't realize that if you don't make the intention clear, you're leaving things up for interpretation, which you don't want to do. When you're dating a girl, you want to set the frame. You want to make it clear what you're going for. Now you might be saying, well, what if I ask her out for a date, but she doesn't want to go out for a date? Which in that case, great. You learn that she doesn't really like you and you can move on. But when you make it clear that it's a date, you know the intention, she knows the intention, so there's no room for misunderstanding. So when you ask that girl out, instead of going, we should hang out sometime, say, I want to take you out for a date, when are you free? Number 2, and this one, bro, is by far the most important. Do not friend zone yourself. I've talked to a lot of guys about their dating lives and why they're struggling. Usually the reason why they get friend zoned is because they friend zone themselves. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, let's think about my friend's story earlier. He went into things with the mindset that I'm just gonna be her friend first and then eventually work up to the point where I'll make her my girlfriend. But let's talk about a few reasons why that's a problem. Number 1, it's inauthentic. She knows that you like her. When you ask her to hang out, bro, girls aren't stupid. They know that you're into her. You also know it's inauthentic. You're going for something that's not what you actually want. Now, if you want to be friends with a girl, and that's genuinely what you want, nothing wrong with that. There are some girls in my life who I would say, I see them as friends. Maybe they're my friend's girlfriends or they're girls I went to high school with. I would call them friends. But the issue is that when you're trying to make a girl your friend who you want to be with romantically. So what you should do instead is when you like a girl, tell her that you think she's attractive. Right away when you go approach her, tell her, hey, I saw you over here and I thought you were cute. I want to get your number. Flirt with her. Do not treat her like a friend. If you treat a girl like a friend, she will friend zone you. But if you make a move, if you're bold, if you go for what you want, you set yourself apart. Because while most guys are behaving like complete beta males, they're sitting in this little gray area where they don't try to make a move, they don't try to take any risks. No. You're the guy who stands out when you take a risk. You're the guy who makes his intentions clear. And so many guys will say that, that this advice doesn't work and that, they're scared of getting rejected. But I've used it myself. I know so many other guys who have done this. And every single guy I know who is successful with women does not put themselves in the friend zone. They stand out and they make their intentions clear. Because at the end of the day, if you get friend zoned, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be because you did not make your intentions clear. By the way, if you're struggling with this aspect of your life and you want my help improving your dating life, the link to my coaching program will be in the description and you can go and check that out. Number 3, take risks, okay? Think about it this way. If you're playing football and all you do is just run the ball up the middle the whole time, halfback dive, run up middle, are you gonna win a lot of football games? Fuck no. If you're playing defense and you just sit in drop back zone coverage the whole time, are you gonna win? No! You're gonna get fucking shredded up by Patrick Mahomes for 4 quarters. So what do you have to do? You gotta blitz. You gotta run a play action pass every now and then. You gotta throw it deep. You gotta take risks. When you're on a date with a girl, you have to go for a kiss at the end. When you're walking and she's kind of like leaning into you, put your arm around her, right? Do things that make your intentions clear. Now you might be saying, oh, well, you know, how do I go about this without making things awkward? Which this is gonna sound kind of like overly specifics and it's gonna sound weird when I explain it, but I'm helping you out, so don't get weirded out by it. When you go in to kiss a girl, you go in like 70% of the way, right? And then you leave it up to her to go the rest of the 30%. Like you lean in and then let her finish it off, right? That way you're not just like smothering her, getting it all up in her face. No. When you go to put your arm around a girl, the way that like you know that she's ready for it, she'll be accepting of it, is when, for example, she accidentally bumps into you a couple times when you're walking, or she sat close to you. Her body language, she's pointing towards you, she's smiling, she's laughing. Like if you're on a date with a girl and she's facing away from you or she's like not pointing towards you, that's her body language saying that she's probably not into you. But if she's pointed towards you, she's laughing, having a good time, that's a good sign that she's ready for you to make a move. And the thing I want you to take away from this is that it's always better to go for what you want and fail than to be the guy who doesn't go for it. Think about those times where you saw a girl you wanted to go talk to, but you didn't make a move. You just said, oh yeah, you know, it's not the perfect time. Oh yeah, you know, I'm not very confident. What if she rejects me? Then later that night, you're sat in your bed and you're thinking, what if I would have gone and talked to her? What if I would have gone and tried it? That always feels so much worse than actually getting rejected. Because when you get rejected, it's like, you know, at least I tried. At least I put myself out there. So what I want you to get from that part is be the guy who takes risks. Be the guy who takes chances. Because if you don't take chances, you'll never succeed. But if you take chances, if you take risks, you're giving yourself the opportunity. So if you found this video helped you, be sure to click the like and subscribe button and also turn on the post notifications so you can see more videos like these. And I'll see you for the next video, bro.